Welcome back to the Simple Workshop. Today we're going to make ourselves a jack-o'-lantern out of scrap wood. I've kind of given this a few tries and hopefully I got the easiest way and everybody can understand what I'm doing. I have some simple 3/4 plywood. I already cut into some 1-inch strips, just scrap board. I have a piece here that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with, but I think I'm going to make this out of it. I have a cut sheet right here. Well, take a nice picture of. Now you know exactly what we're doing. Well, let's get to it. Okay, I have myself a bunch of 1/2-inch plywood cut up into 1-inch wide strips. We're going to trim these down. Now my cut sheet shows that I need a bunch of them. Everything is cut at 22.5-degree angles, and then we're going to glue them together. You go back to the Easter basket that I made. It's going to be basically the same thing, except we're going to be making large octagons, longer on one side than the other. So we'll start this by cutting a 22.5-degree angle. Then we'll turn my piece. I already measured this at 3.5. So we'll turn around and cut that 3.5-inch piece. And right now I look at this and I need 12 of them. So I'll need to cut 12 of those. Now I'm thinking you don't need to watch me cut all these. You have the cut sheet, so we'll cut these up and then continue on. Now I have a lot of my pieces already cut up, and I did do a lot of writing on my pieces as well, if you see. Right there. I have 3 3/4 written on them. I started gluing my pieces together as well. That way you don't mix up your pieces if you write on them. You won't mix them up and glue the wrong thing. I'm going to set this off to the side. I already start gluing them. I have the 3.5 written here, 3.5. Now, I'm going to start with the outside ends. On the list, I have you write 2 of these. These are actually going to be my outside ends. So, I already cut, and we'll put them off to the side. These are glued. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to stack them. And they're going to have a 1/4-inch gap, but we're going to glue this to the inside. These 2 sides are even, and I'm going to need a 1/4-inch raise here. So we're going to glue that together. And we're going to do 2 sides at the same time. So every part I have, except for the centerpiece, there will be 2 of. And of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to mix them up. There's my center, there's 2. And yes, it's a lot easier to glue them together in a horseshoe than it is to try to make octagons, or whatever you call them. They're not quite octagons, because an octagon is equal sides. There's my center. So I have the ends. Next smaller, next smaller, next smaller, smaller, lay everything out accordingly, and then I have my center. And everything will have shrunk 1/4 of an inch. So that's 7, this will be 6 3/4. I'll put my 1/4-inch gap there, zoom in a little. There we go. So, all right. Now, the first layer, I'm going to want my top even, because that's going to be the opening to my jack-o'-lantern. So we can just glue this together. sure your top's even on this one. There. Now we're going to do the same thing here. So this is 6 3/4. This would be the exact same piece, which will go on the back side. But we're going to do it in 2 pieces. So this is 6 3/4. Our next one will be 6 1/2. And this one has to drop 1/4 inch on the edge here. So in all essence, most of your lines will line up. And like I said, this is little hoops here or there. It's called woodworking. You can always adjust. There, kind of different looking. But we'll be able to shape that into a pumpkin. Now, I have all my top pieces. That will fit in here. I'm going to put a clamp on this and then we're going to attempt to glue the top in. Okay, here we have it. I got a couple clamps on it. Put a couple boards underneath it just to help hold it up. That way we can kind of see what I'm doing. Tighten that down a little. There. Alright. Now I glued these together. These would be my 2 1/2 inch pieces glued together. I want to glue them in here. So just add enough glue to make sure everything's good and sticky. Don't worry too much about any excess glue that gets everywhere, because you're going to really sand it off anyway. Oops. Make sure you have the right part. That's why we wrote on it. Because that one was the wrong one. Pull that off. And that one. Alright, got that one in. Probably going to get another clamp. Let's clamp this way to give me a little more positive gluing. Alright, there's that one, that one. Now what do you think? We're going to glue these together separate, that way I can make a lid here to put a candle in. So I only got one more to glue in. I'll just leave that lay. There we go. Now we're going to leave this set up for a few minutes. Alright, now as this one sets up, we just clamp it together. I'm going to push it off to the side. I'll come back to that. I have these right here. One pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, and the center. So we want to do exactly what I did for the other one. Here's my center. And there I have the top of my pumpkin. We'll probably make a little stem to come out the top as we go. Alright, now things dried up a little bit. Take our clamps off. Let's see what we actually got here. Not bad, okay? Okay. Well, we don't have a fit here. Doesn't quite reach in there. See? A little wide. So we're gonna use my grinder sander to smooth that off a little bit. Now I just grab the random orbital. 80 grit paper. Alright, there we have it. Now, we're going to shape it here to make it look a little more like a pumpkin. Remember this from my last video. First thing I'm going to do is smooth out the bottom so I can set it right. All right, you can see the gist of it. I'm going to finish sanding this down, and then I'll turn the camera back on. I need to put that away because I don't want dust getting everywhere through my camera. Be right back. All right, here we go. Okay, grab the top of the pumpkin. I don't know, some kind of stem. See the face all drawn in. I'm going to cut that out. That way we can put a LED light or lighter up with a candle inside to bring it out. Okay. Got our face drawn in. Of course I got my drill. Just going to drill a few holes. Okay. Handy dandy little saber saw. Alright, I think I'm going to get a file and we're going to dress this up a little bit, but I hit it with the sander first. See, I have a little nick right there where it didn't fit right. I'm going to fill that with a little wood putty just so I can smooth it out. When I paint it orange, it'll look great. And there we are, fresh coat of paint. You have yourself a jack-o'-lantern made out of scrap wood. Remember, if you like this video, subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the box and ring the bell, and I'll see you next time.